Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Founders IO podcast, where we dive deep in the world of independent startup founder, entrepreneurship, and technology in general. My goal today with this podcast is to help you navigate this exciting, challenging, and ever evolving world of startups. I'm your host, Carlos Corrales, and today we're discussing three critical and crucial topics that matters a lot for you developer that want to become a founder. We will talk today about one important question, one important topic that matters a lot when you are starting or thinking about funding your first cash business. I will carefully try to expose the answer I have found until today for this question. But remember, this is an always changing word, so my answer should be determined for you. So I will always invite you to share your answer and never stop searching for other point of view and other point of sources of learnings. The new versus the old way of creating a startup. Our our topic today explores the evolution of creating a startup for indie developers and for founders in general. The new versus the old way is how I like to call it. So let's keep it clear. In the past, traditional methods often emphasize extensive planning, large investment, and rigid structure planning and developer phases. Essentially, you had to shoot for a unicorn idea to get any serious funding and start working on your product. But that is not the real world today. You start seeing on how the indie developers starting they bootstrapping businesses today. You don't need millions in funding. Uh, Build a massive team before launching. You don't you don't even um, you don't even need to know about business. You can create a business without knowing about business if you want to really start a company. You will you will learn how to navigate this dangerous business world of full of sharks if you really have the desire to change your life and other people's life creating technology products. But I think the strategy that I'm going to use today is one of the best strategies you can use for starting if you are in a 9 to 5 work. So this is the simple but an excellent strategy that I'm seeing a lot of developers using um, and jumping from 9 to 5 to be a founder, first SaaS founder. So they always require a founder ability to make highly effective sale pitches for securing large funding round upfront. Also, focusing on developing your products and managing a lot of other important things. The downside is that you end up giving up the significant control of the business that you want to create or that you create. And maybe spending years iterating on a product before getting user feedback, which is pretty common out there. And this is still happening, by the way. From my experience, I can tell that a lot of companies they have products that they think they are going to sell, but they can't sell because they are not actually resolving any pain on the marketplace they want to be. And since you're getting widespread out with all the strategy, there are also different many things that is likely that you end quitting or even failing. Uh, Money start running over, family start pushing back on you, friends, and you will be and you will need to delegate more other tasks to other people that you can control. So also you must build a big and talented team from the get-go, which is for the first time founder, I think it's pretty hard, very hard to do, incurring many high overhead costs and slower development phases, which is the downside of having a team on the from the beginning. So remember, this is a strategy that I recommend if you are first time founder. If you know already the process, maybe this podcast is not even for you because you already know strategies to get the team going to decrease the overhead costs and speed the development phases that you know are going to be blocked once you have when you need to put different teams working together on different areas of the product. So there are many strategies out there. So but I think honestly, this is the one of the best strategy, if not the best, to start over. And I want to share with you and I'm going to discuss with you in coming episodes. But today I will expose you to one that I think is the most effective if you are just starting. If you are just starting the journey, I think it is easy to start bootstrapping your businesses. Get 100 to 1,000 customer for a 10 monthly subscription, $10 monthly subscription, and you have a decent product and a business to iterate on. You can even decide from there if you want to keep your job and running your product. But this can be one of your main goals, and you can do it yourself and with a couple $100 upfront. Which, if you think about this idea, what I'm telling you right now, create just a test product with the minimal features possible that you can bootstrap. When I say bootstrap, maybe this term is not in under your definitions, but I'm going to define it for you in a simple ways possible. Bootstrap is when you get your money to create your business. Your own money can be cash, credit cards, whatever you have. It is all your money. You don't need outside investor. So the good thing about this is you have the process in place. You can just spend just a couple $1,000 and you have all in place to start attracting customers. Think about this, and believe me, you are not the first one that is going to use this strategy. Okay, I'm condensating this strategy for you today, or you can think about it. But there is a lot of developers, not even developers, all the person that are marketers using this strategy with low building, even with low code, no code tool. Bootstrapping will allow you to retain control, iterate quickly, and focus on building what matters to you and to your customer. But there is an important caveat here. I would recommend you to do it on top of a valuable niche or a market if you can direct user feedback. Most recommended for you is to iterate on create a solution for a problem that you already have. Okay? We will explain how in the next few minutes, if you allow me. This approach enables you, first-time founders, who want to test your ideas quickly and pivot if you need to, fast, without putting too much money upfront, which is pretty important for you now that you are starting. You will reduce the risk of failure and increase the chances of success with minimum cost, allowing you to fail many times without going bankrupt. So you will learn in every iteration from your mistakes. And that's the whole idea. You're going to fail a lot at the beginning, but if you think about it, if you put this iteration with if you go over this iteration with the less cost possible, so then you you can you can go to all other iteration, you can learn more, you can go to other iteration, you can learn more, you can move forward. So here's one crucial point also. Most of you are still not using artificial intelligence to leverage your day-to-day routines, system, and life. And I'm telling you, I'm a developer, I'm a senior software developer, I've been a lead software developer, I've been at different companies, I've been working with different companies for more than 10 years, creating products of different industries. And I still have a lot of friends that are not using artificial intelligence to leverage your day by days. But they are still worried about what artificial intelligence is going to be in the future. Is it going to write the code? Of course, it's going to write a lot of code. But if you are a founder, you have to see opportunities, and opportunities are everywhere, and you have to learn to leverage your routine, your systems, and you have to use artificial intelligence. Okay, so that's a must. There are a million of tools and systems out there that you can basically use almost for free, and it can help you to automate simple workflows to the most complex one. And this is how you also decrease the complexity of running a big team with other software developers. So you use artificial intelligence, to leverage these areas that you know you cannot work toward it from the beginning. And the fact that you can do it is with just a few clicks and a couple of bucks is amazing. You can get few subscriptions and you can run a lot of systems at the same time. And you can basically do 100 more things that that a man can do 10 years before. But you still need to do a lot of experimentation, collaboration. You will, if you should be still a custom focused founder. But as a founder, using this strategy that we are just discussing about, being fast and agile is mandatory. It's mandatory. Fast, speed, hitting first is important in every strategy. So when you start reading about strategy, you will see this is one of the common um, things that you will learn. So please, you have to have in mind that even though you are going to use this strategy, you still have to be prototyping. You have to try to get user interaction as fast as possible, and you have to simplify all the process that you have at the point that you can make your work easier. So you are a solopreneur, you are a founder that is working. If you are working alone at the beginning, you have to um, you have different areas that you need to evolve and you need to get better at. So that's the focus, that's the goal, right? And you have to move toward that goal. I believe this is not, it's not simple at all for a developer, and the main reason is because you have to change your mindset. You have been working for 9 to 5 so many years, so to cross that bridge and create a company, you have the skills, but maybe you don't have the mindset. So you have to also work on that area. So think about it. If you think you are a developer that can build application, but you still don't have one application in the marketplace, is because you have to work on the mind area. And that happens to me, by the way. That happens to me. I spent mostly all of my life in the corporate world, and at some point of my life I was ashamed because I didn't have anything to show more than a resume to the clients. Hey, I've been working on this project, but um, at some point someone asked me, hey, what happened? Tell me, show me your work. um, I just tell him I can't. I've been working as a backend developer for a lot of years, and most of the front end development that I've been done is for inside internet. So I can't. Believe me or not, I cannot show you anything, and that might be happen to you. So I want you also to think about it, to think about it. But that's for a different podcast about how you should improve and create your showcase and your product a different word. Right now we're talking about strategies. A strategy, the best strategy you can create that you can use to be a first time founder, indie entrepreneur, as other people like to call it. So the truth is that we engineers and we developers, we are used to be very meticulous and methodical with anything we do, right? And this is important for work, but in the business world, you have to try to remove that habit, and this is pretty hard. At least for me, it was pretty hard. You have to remove the habit of going slow and start and for creating your company, you have to start moving fast. So founders now have access to powerful and expensive tools, resources, and communities that enable them to iterate quickly, fail fast, and adapt to the market demand in real time. Think about it. Think about if you can just basically change your goals toward the direction of the marketplace is getting. You cannot do that from 9 to 5 work and for a 9 to 5 job. That's one of the big advantages of being a founder. You also have risk. I understand that, right? But think about it, and the ability to adapt to any marketplace, to any situation. I think it's a pretty important thing that you must do. And this is changing everything in the startup landscape is changing. You have to understand that this strategy might not work in 5 years, in 1 year, but right now I think it's one of the best strategy to move toward your goals, right? With the right tools and the right system put in place, you can leverage your time, your income, your skills. You can be faster, more productive, and even launch multiple startups simultaneously. If you want to call a startup just a single page with a single solution for a single and a simple niche. Okay, you can call a startup that. You can leverage using cloud services, open source software, an online platform to bootstrap your venture with minimal resources and maximum impact. Think about it. Minimal resources and maximum impact. Another critical question that remains unanswered on this topic of being a first time founder is how you go over your requirements, how you go over your minimum viable product MVP, and how you go over the validation phase of your startup. So in the old way of launching startups, we used to iterate with long cycles, trying to find how to deal with people problems and simultaneously offer them a bunch of features that we hope they will interact with. And then get some data to analyze and decide. So we get all these pretty long sprint phases that maybe it will take weeks just to for any developer or for any founder to just um, start listening your real customer, which is insane. And it still happen, by the way. Today, I see a lot of indie founders focusing on the single feature startup. Yes, as you hear it, single feature startup or a single feature product. I don't care how you want to call it. What the most important thing is that you are moving to become a first time founder, which I think should be one of your main goals as a developer, as a software engineer, because it's the only way you can create a big impact in your life, not 9 to 5. But that's another topic, another area for another podcast. A single feature product resolves one singular problem like no other tools. Think about it. If you can create a single feature product that can help a bunch of people, you don't need 100, you don't need 1 million. You don't need to create a unicorn at the beginning. You just need just a couple of bucks that can pay your rent, that can pay your kids' school, that can pay your food, just to move toward your goal, to helping you with the less pain possible to create that transition. If you can do that faster than others and engage with the right community niche, you can iterate. And on top of that, you can create a six figures business easily. The last idea I want to touch point on topic today is related with content marketing. Everything that I have said, this strategy only works if you put a lot of content outside. You have to drive attention. It's mandatory to drive attention for your community, for your niche. And we're going to talk about a lot because this is one of my passions, um, about how to create marketing and engage with people or understanding your business and your touch product. I have spent almost my whole life developing solutions for enterprises and never focusing on marketing, not even for myself. And yeah, it was a big mistake that I had to pay at one point of my career as a founder and also as a developer. So now, so now I know how to build and how to market, but it was not always that way. I think you are a good founder if you can understand how technology works and how to market that technology at the same time. So you have to have both skills. So maybe you don't specifically have to have that skill, but it's better if you want to become a founder and you made that leap, you have to learn about marketing because you have to become a monster, a monster in marketing. And when I refer to technology, it means any touch product. You can specialize at the beginning in a specific market, for example, mobile apps, website games, or even business to business products. But at the end, you will discover that there are fundamentals on marketing that remain the same no matter the market, no matter the niche you are. And one of them, in my opinion, I'm going to share this important topic with you today. Start pushing content and creating a brand and a community is a lot of work. I'm starting to doing that with this podcast, with my videos on YouTube, with my newsletter, the Founder IO newsletter, with everything. I will put everything to drive your attention and to make you understand my thoughts. Doesn't matter if you agree with me or not. That's not the real point. What it matters is that you can learn something from us, we can learn something from you, and you move toward your goals. That's the only thing that matters here. But you can do it without, remember, without the correct strategy, correct tools, and the correct process. Please remember, if you want to become a successful founder, you have to do marketing. You must, and you need to do it yourself. Even if you can pay enough for it, you should never stop marketing your products. And maybe if you see Elon Musk on Twitter, maybe this is one of the biggest lessons you will get from him, even without reading his tweets. Elon Musk is always in the news. He's always there. He's always talking, and why you should not. Thank you for joining us to the Founder.io podcast. This is my first podcast, and I hope you enjoy this insightful episode. And we see you in the next podcast. Bye.